You don't have to struggle with self-love as an LGBTQ plus person. Trust me, I've been there. Self-love shouldn't be a battle, but for many of us, especially in the LGBTQ plus community, it feels like one. I've gone through years of repression and shame by trying to be someone I'm not. So let me share with you 8 things that'll not just help you find self-love, but love for yourself again. At the end, I'll share one truth that I wish I had learned 20 years ago that would have saved me a lot of pain. Starting off with the most important, we have the golden rule. If you aren't hurting yourself or others, it's not wrong. I used to feel an intense shame about my femininity and desire to wear cute or pretty clothes. However, shame is something that is taught based on societal norms and expectations. There is a big difference between minding your own business and someone creating an issue. Throw out what doesn't work for you. There are going to be people who insist that it is wrong because of how it affects them. For example, me wearing a skirt harms no one. It's not as if I summoned the skirt from the pits of hell. Armageddon didn't start with meteors falling from the sky because I decided to wear clothes that I like. It's just fabric. People who create issues are doing just that. Creating issues. Lesson number 1, the golden rule. If it's not hurting anyone, it's not wrong. You're not broken. You're human. Humans come in many different shapes and sizes. We have different cultures, likes, interests, and experiences. These differences are what make life special. I want you to humor me for a moment with an exercise. Take a moment and picture your favorite meal, sides, and the drink that goes with it. Got it in your head? Good. Now I want you to imagine eating only this meal for the rest of your life. No variation, nothing else. How does that sound? Pretty boring, right? It's variety that makes life more interesting. Except that there is no one way for humanity to be, and that our differences are what give us different experiences and allow us to grow. Lesson number 2, you are not a robot. Variety is the spice of life. When it comes to expressing ourselves, it can be easy to be intimidated by what other people think. If you're genderqueer like I am, what you wear, how you look, and how you present yourself can be a topic of unease when out in public. People might look at you weird, treat you differently, or if you've been unlucky like I have people even outright laugh at you. But here's the problem. No matter what you do, you're going to be judged by others anyway. Whether if it's disapproval, jealousy, lack of understanding, or something else. You can do everything properly and come off as a perfect member of society, and you still will get judged. Earlier, I pointed out that people come from different backgrounds and experiences. However, if you don't fit into their background or understanding of the world, they will judge you. You cannot change this. Growth is something that they have to choose for themselves. So since you're going to be judged anyway, you might as well be judged for who you are. When I first got my ears pierced or my nails done, I was so worried and nervous about how other people would look at me. But then I realized I wasn't doing these things for them. I was doing them for me. Andre Gide once said, "It's better to be hated for who you are than loved for who you are not." And Winston Churchill said, "When you're 20, you care what everyone thinks. When you're 40, you stop caring what everyone thinks. When you're 60, you realize no one was ever thinking about you in the first place." Since I've learned not to care what other people think, I've easily had over 100 times more positive experiences than negative experiences. Even if it's just simple compliments on my earrings, hair accessories, or clothes. Lesson number 3, choose yourself over judgment. Don't let others kill your joy. If you are like me, you might have tried to repress these sides of you, whether if it was from shame, an unhealthy environment, fear of what others think, or just outright denial. I remember as a very small child always wanting to wear cute and pretty dresses. It wasn't something taught to me. I didn't learn it from anyone. I just felt my heart glow pink whenever I saw them, with an intense desire to wear them, coupled with the regret that I couldn't. I tried for decades to try to force myself into someone else's mold, to convince myself that I was this straight, cis, masculine guy, and that any feminine desires were outliers, false feelings that didn't represent me. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. I grew up in an environment and small town that was very small minded, and I didn't feel comfortable exploring my feelings on these topics. While masculinity itself is not unhealthy, I was surrounded by toxic masculinity that thrived on harming others. As a result, I hid who I was deep inside of me, not allowing any of these feelings to come through. What actually happened? They didn't go away. Instead, they compounded and the pressure grew. When they would occasionally seep through the cracks, it manifested as jealousy. As a cosplayer, I was constantly jealous of feminine cosplayers being able to wear cute and pretty clothes. Eventually, it wore me down, and I gave in, accepting this part of me. The euphoria of finally being able to properly express yourself cannot be understated. Looking in the mirror and seeing yourself look back in all of its pieces brings a level of peace that I never could have imagined. I wasted so much time repressing the real me, and it never worked. It just hurt. Lesson number 4. You are you, not anyone else. When you stop running, you start healing. What you tell yourself in your head becomes your reality. The difference between an optimist and a pessimist is perspective. Whether you choose to see silver linings or focus on bad aspects is up to you. This choice directly affects your mood and how you see the world. This might sound ridiculous, but you can always find ways to embrace joy and happiness. When I was younger, I was pessimistic. I always saw the bad, focused on how miserable I was, and by association, was miserable myself. However, in senior year, when I made my transformation, I chose to work towards optimism. The result was that I was significantly happier than before. Not much else changed, just my perspective. Now I want you to imagine how this can apply to how you treat yourself. Do you put yourself down? Belittle yourself when you mess up? Do you use self-deprecating humor? How does this affect us? It ends up beating us down. Your voice becomes your reality. When I was younger, every negative thing that I said to myself shrunk me down. You have to be your biggest cheerleader and encourage yourself. You can't expect anyone else to do it for you, as they won't always be there. You're all you got. Bruce Lee once said, "Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't know the difference." Words are energy and cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. Change the way you speak about yourself, and you can change your life. What you're not changing, you're also choosing. This requires awareness. So try to catch yourself the next time that you find that you're knocking yourself down. You deserve better. You live with your own voice 24/7. Make it a kind one. Lesson number 5. Be your own cheerleader. Your voice becomes your reality. Words have power in more ways than one. Now let's have them work for us. Get a whiteboard, poster board, or even a piece of paper. Next, write down 5 affirmations in areas that you wish to do better. Make them as big as you can. The affirmations themselves don't have to be big or extravagant, just something to reinforce your worth. Some examples can be, I am enough. I am valid. I am doing my best. I'm not hurting anyone, and I deserve self-love and self-care. Once you have them written down, I want you to find an area near your bed and hang it up next to it. Every morning when you wake up, and every night when you go to bed, I want you to read these out loud and really internalize this message. If there is one really big affirmation in particular, you can even put it on your bathroom mirror or on some of your doors. And every time you come across these, make sure you say them out loud. Here's my own whiteboard with a few goals to remind me of. Let me know in the comments below one affirmation that you want to write down. Lesson number 6. Use affirmations. Using the power of words for us. Finding a good base internally is one of the bravest things we can do for ourselves. But what really helps is finding other people to help us. Find a community of others that will support you, and that you can support in turn. Humanity is at its best when we come together to help one another. We're much stronger together than we ever are apart. I used to feel so alone when I was grappling with my gender fluidity, femininity, and asexuality. I would stay up late at night wondering why I had to be different and feeling alone. Finding multiple communities to join helped me realize how normal these feelings are, that I was far from alone, and helped me to build confidence in myself. Look for local events and communities that you can become a part of. This might mean your local Pride Parade, LGBTQ+ community centers, and LGBTQ+ advocacy groups. Online websites such as the Trevor Project provide support and materials to help you. Social media is one of the best places to look, as pretty much every platform has their own LGBTQ+ groups and communities, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Reddit, and Tumblr. Google LGBTQ+ services near me to add your voice and find your people. Lesson number 7. Find your people. We are stronger together. Self-love is like any good skill. It takes practice and consistency. Be strong and don't give up on yourself. Like going to the gym, it is a muscle you have to flex and strengthen to develop. Make it a habit to build yourself up this way so that it becomes second nature. It's not something that shows up out of the blue. It's not something that you just suddenly feel one day, and it certainly isn't created from nothing. It's up to you to actively choose to cultivate this power within yourself. It might be hard at first, but that's where your affirmations and communities come in. It is a skill, and as such, anyone can learn it. Feed it, exercise it, become obsessed with it, and how you want to treat yourself. With time, it will become easier until it's as natural as breathing. Life is hard enough without us making it harder on ourselves. You got this. I believe in you. Lesson number 8. Self-love is a skill anyone can grow. So those are 8 things I wish someone told me when I was struggling with self-love as an LGBTQ+ person. The truth is, finding self-love isn't a destination. It's a journey. And you deserve to be on that journey fully and without shame. Self-love isn't about trying to be perfect. It's about understanding and realizing that you're worth the effort. We'll dive into the 9th bonus lesson in a second. But first, if you want to take these tips even deeper, you'll find a free downloadable worksheet with these lessons and a few extra tools to help you on your self-love journey in the description below. Leave a comment telling me one thing you love about yourself. And if this helped, please hit that like button. It really helps this message get out there to someone else who needs it. And hey, if you want more real talk like this, consider hitting subscribe. We're just getting started. Now for the bonus 9th lesson I promised at the beginning. I used to be so worked up about coming out as genderqueer and feminine that I thought people would abandon me, family would disown me, and friends would leave me. Well, I did it. And you know what? While some of those things did happen over the years, what I found out was that those who left me didn't care for me as much as the version of me they had in their heads, one I never was to begin with. It's better to be hated for who you are than loved for who you are not. You cannot please everyone. But you know what else I found? The people who really, truly cared about me didn't go anywhere. They were right there in my corner cheering me on the whole time. They were proud of me for having the courage to be who I really am, and I am eternally grateful for them. The people who love you, who really love you, will love the real you. Not the version you perform, not the mask, you. Lesson number 9. People will love you for you. Those that accept you are worth keeping around. If you made it this far, I'm proud of you for making this step on your self-love journey. Congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. Keep practicing your self-love because you deserve it. And I'll see you in the next one.